Hello, this is Cody Haver, aka CHAV, from the CHAV Experience, recapping the 2019 Video Game Awards that took place Thursday night. I was at work. I didn't get a chance to watch it until now, till last night. So, getting into it. First, a little background about me. I'm 30 years old. I love comic books, video games, wrestling, as you could tell. I've been playing video games my entire life, and this is a project that, excuse me, is something I've wanted to do. So, without further ado, here we go. Okay, so the pre-show started off kind of slow, and they gave the first award of the night, which was Best Community Support. The nominees were Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Rainbow Six. Now, personally, I picked Destiny 2 to win this because, let's face it, out of all the groups here, they've had the most scrutiny, I guess you could say, or most flack, and they stepped up and really turned Destiny 2 around. It's a shame that people aren't playing it like they used to because it's actually really good. I mean, their expansion packs have been phenomenal in Destiny 2, and they end up winning the award. The best score in music went to Cadence of the nominees are Cadence of Hyrule, Death Stranding, DMC5, Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Simona Wild Hearts. I picked Kingdom Hearts 3 because, well, it's Kingdom Hearts and Square Enix, but the winner of that was Death Stranding. And now, on to the next award. I should note in between this, they did show a really, really fun trailer for a game called Maneater, I believe. It's where you get to control a shark and you get to fight back against humans, and it honestly looks like the most fun in a video game you can have in a long time. It's just super silly. It's super fun. I may have to check it out. It comes out in May of next year. But they got to an esports category here, and I felt like it was a utter disrespect to the esports community to have them on the pre-show. And yes, I do understand that there's a lot of awards to get to. I get that. But if they want to focus on esports, making it the most popular growing sport, they need to treat it as the most popular growing sport. The best esports coach nominees were Adrian, Kane, Krabs, Kama, I hope I'm saying that right, Shekshik, I hope I'm saying that right, and Zonic. Zonic ended up winning. I didn't have a preference. I'm not really big into esports. I know that it's huge for the gaming community. I've been trying to get into it, but I don't even know where to start, 100% honest. The best esports event of the year, the nominees were the 2019 Overwatch League Grand Finals, my apologies, EVO 2019, FN World Cup, Fortnite World Cup, IGM Kato Weiss 2019, League of Legends World Championship 2019, and the winner of that was League of Legends, which I wouldn't have doubted that from a second when I knew it was nominated. Now, the best esports host went to SJOKZ, however you want to pronounce that, because I don't know how to pronounce it. And the best esports team of the year, the nominees were Australia's G2 Esports, OG, San Francisco Shock, and Team Liquid. G2 Esports won. They had some world premiere trailers during this. Humankind, your basic strategy game, okay, nothing big there. The new Final Fantasy remake trailer dropped during the pre-show, and I cannot stress this enough how breathtaking Final Fantasy VII's remake looks. The music that was playing was just nostalgic. I know new Final Fantasy VII remake will be up for Game of the Year next year. Anybody with a pulse could tell you that. I know, and it's sad because it's a remake of Final Fantasy VII that is being considered for Game of the Year. But let's face it, we live in a reboot reality where everything is, hey, we can't figure come up with everything original, so let's reboot the shit out of everything else. I told you, no topics are off limits here. But back to the awards. We had the best fighting game, and the nominees were Dead or Alive 8, which I didn't realize Dead or Alive was still a thing, Jump Force, Mortal Kombat 11, Samurai Showdown, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That was my pick to win, and sure enough it won, because, come on, Smash Brothers. And now on to the main show, which I gotta give a shout out to my brother if he's watching this, Andrew Havert. Have Daddy, follow him on PlayStation, whatever. He was right. The show lagged in times. The pacing was kind of off, and he told me about it, so I prepared myself, and he was right. So the first award of the night was for Best Narrative between A Plague Tale, Innocence, Control, Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, and The Outer Limits. Disco Elysium won, and they also won Best RPG Game, which wasn't given to them. But like I said, it's an award show, you gotta cram everything in one little spot. The Best Esports Player went to Bugga. It's kind of weird having Steph Curry present this award, because I felt like Steph was completely out of his element. I'm also a huge sports fan. Yeah, just not using a sports athlete for this is not a good idea. Okay, so the Best Audio Design. The nominees were Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Control, Death Stranding, Gears 5, Resident Evil 2, and Shaco Shadows Die Twice. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 is what it is. I mean, I have Modern Warfare. I think it's great. I feel like some other games, the audio might have been better, but it's Call of Duty. What can you do? The Best Strategy Game. The nominees were Ace of Wonders, Planetfall, and 1800, Fire Emblem, Three Houses, Total War, Three Kingdoms, Trey Pico 6, and Wargroove. Fire Emblem 1, I guess since when it got released on the Switch, it's still having a huge following. I mean, it's Fire Emblem. They were great games on the Game Boy, throwing it all the way back. So, yeah, Fire Emblem. Anyways, okay, so we went on to Best Art Direction, and the nominees were Control, Death Stranding, Grius, Sonona, Wild Hearts, Shadows Die Twice, and Link's Awakening. I picked Link's Awakening because I'm a 90s kid. It was on my Game Boy. Nostalgia. But Control won, and I've heard a lot of good things about this game. I need to look into it. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Going on to Best Action Game. We have Apex Legends, Astral Chain, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, DMC 5, and it's Devil May Cry 5. It's easier to say DMC. Gears 5, and Metro Exodus. Personally, I'm a huge Gears fan. Love Gears, so I picked Gears 5, and Devil May Cry 5 won. The Best Family Game. Nintendo led the way with nominations here. You had Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, Super Mario Maker 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Yoshi's Crafted World. I mean, you couldn't go wrong with Nintendo. They had like 4 out of the 5 nominations. And Luigi's Mansion 3 won, which was pretty cool because Luigi's getting some shout-outs on his own. Oh. And now, the Best Sports/Racing Game. You had Crash Total Team Racing, CTR, Dirt Rally 2.0, eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer 2020, F1 2019, and FIFA 20. And CTR actually pulled that one out. I was actually really surprised. But going back to the whole nostalgia, it is what it is. Don't get me wrong, CTR is a great game. I loved it. But there's nothing really new original there. The Best Mobile Game, the nominees were, I'm kind of butchering this, but the Best Mobile Game nominees were the Call of Duty Mobile, Grindstone, Sonona Wild Hearts, Sky Children of the Light, and What the Golf. And I thought What the Golf was a pretty creative title, but of course Call of Duty Mobile won. No question about it out of that list. The Best Multiplayer Game went to... sorry, I got too far ahead of myself. The nominees were Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Tetris 99, and The Division 2. I would have bet my last bottom dollar that Call of Duty Modern Warfare would have won this because of how everybody still plays Call of Duty. But in my honest opinion, in the upset of the night, Apex Legends won Best Multiplayer Game. And it's kind of going to show that you don't have to have a Call of Duty to be dominant anymore. And then right after that, they showed the world premiere trailer of Ghost of Tsushima. And oh my god, it was so breathtaking, so stunning. I've been waiting for this game for at least 2 years now, and I believe it can be an early Game of the Year candidate, if not Game of the Year. But that's a lot saying because there's one game coming out next year that is going to have a lot of hype around it, and that is The Last of Us 2, which didn't even get any love on this show, which is kind of surprising with it coming out next year. And then you had the best ongoing game category. You had Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 15, Fortnite, and Rainbow Six Siege. Fortnite actually pulled it out, which is kind of weird because throughout the night, anytime Fortnite was mentioned, there was little to zero response for Fortnite. And in my honest opinion, Fortnite is not relevant anymore, and they're doing everything they can to stay relevant. They just released a Star Wars skin. They did a Batman skin. They were trying to do everything to keep people playing, to keep them from going to other games such as Apex or Borderlands or something multiplayer. Fortnite just isn't what it used to be, folks. It's just how it is. And the esports game of the year went kind of, I mean, it wasn't no big surprise. One of the nominees were Counter-Strike Global Offensive, DOTA 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, and Overwatch. Personally, I would have thought Overwatch was going to win it because Overwatch has a huge community, and League of Legends won. I should have guessed League because League, to me, has surpassed Warcraft, how many people play it. And I know that's a bold statement, but that's how I feel. The best performance in a video game, the nominees were Ashley Birch for The Outer Worlds, Courtney Hope for Control, Laura Bailey for Gears 5, Mads Mikkelsen for Death Stranding, Matthew Peretta for Control, and Norman Reedus for Death Stranding. I picked Gears 5, obviously, because Gears. But in another upset, in my honest opinion, Mads Mikkelsen won Best Performance, which is surprising because Norman Reedus is the biggest face in that game, and everybody knows Norman from Boondock Saints and, of course, The Walking Dead, along many of other things. So, with that being said, the last game of the night was Game of the Year. And Game of the Year went to Shadows Die Twice, which was surprising. But then again, the nominees for that were Shadows Die Twice, Resident Evil 2, The Outer Worlds, and there were a couple others that I'm missing because I didn't get a chance to write them down. But Shaco won, which is nice because I really want to see a reboot win. And I know, going back to what I said about Final Fantasy, that might win Game of the Year. It is kind of upsetting at the same time that a reboot will win the Game of the Year. If it does. I'm not saying it will, I'm not saying it won't. But it's just disappointing because of the fact that it's a reboot. It's not an original game like Shaco's Dice Twice was. But yeah, overall, my opinion of the Video Game Awards 2019 was it's okay. I mean, it's good for video games. It really is. It gives them an excuse to drop trailers, but I feel like they're trying to make it too E3-like. And the trailers that they drop, a lot of people in the attendance, at least, didn't seem like they knew what they were. They weren't like exclusive big titles except for Tsushima, Ghost of Tsushima, I should say. Gears Tactics got announced during this. It looks okay. I mean, it kind of looks like Halo Wars with Gears, but it still looks interesting. But in my honest opinion, if you're going to do a game show and you're going to start dropping like bigger trailers, Maybe there's a different place for it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I thought it was good. Well, okay to good in between there. The pacing, like my brother said, was off. It just kind of felt like it was super rushed, which may have been because of time constraints, but you'll have that in every award show. But that is my review of the 2019 award show, video game award show. Sorry for the stuttering. This is my first video. I'm gonna try to get better at this. It's been a while since I've been behind a camera. But let me know what y'all think in the comments below. And thanks for viewing my video.